Good evening, good evening, good evening. Who do we have on tonight? Good evening, y'all. Good evening, good evening. We're going to begin. I want you to tag someone, share. Let me wait till some people come on. I think I'll play some music for you on tonight. I'm still in the Valentine's. I'm still in the Valentine's Day mood. So I want to play Forever Valentine's. That song has been in my head all day. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to share. I think I'm on all my channels. So let me see. Let me see. I don't think I have to share it. Okay. Yes. Am I? Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I just read a text that just blew my mind. So I just have to just tell them no, thank you. Um, all right. Cool, 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 cool. All right, tonight, hey, okay, you all are coming on. Thank you. Welcome to In the Know. This is In the Know Shout Out Edition. And what that means is that sometimes we will allow, as you know, I'm also the owner. Why I look down? Okay. I'm also the owner of RichGirl Marketing Solutions. And we help our clients. And also, if you want to be a client, we help you to reach, connect. First of all, we help you to connect. We help you to reach, and we teach you how to hundredfold your media, your marketing, and your brand to make impact. So, what does that mean? Tonight, one of our entities under Rich Girl Marketing Solutions is In the Know. And you know, In the Know, we come on regularly, come on Monday nights at 8 p.m. And we have fabulous guests. And on our shout out editions, we allow our clients to come out and shout out something that they may be doing. They may be having an event, may have a new book out. They may be doing something that they want us to shout it out. Somebody type in shout it out. Let me see. Are you all on here? Make some comments. Say hello. Say hello. Thank you for coming on tonight. Tell us how you're doing. And go ahead and tag someone tonight and let them know we are on. This is our special shout out edition. So I'm going to see if we have any comments. No comments yet. You all are here. Go ahead and tell us where you're watching us from. And tonight we have one of our clients. Excuse me, I'm trying to shout out to one of our clients. We're going to shout out one of our clients, and it's none other than Miss Colleen Grace. And we're going to bring her on in a moment. But I want you all to get these numbers up. Who's watching? Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. God bless me. Who's watching on tonight? We're going to be talking to Colleen Grace. She is an amazing voice coach. Voice singing. Yeah, she can help you with your singing because she's going to teach you how to articulate. But she's more of a voice path. She going to get me. Is it pathologist? Pathologist, I believe. She's going to give me the right lingo. She helps me with that as well. So I want you to tag someone, share, and invite. I'm going to share as well. Can you? Okay, Kenyatta. Okay, my YouTube followers are on. We're doing something a little different tonight, Kenyatta. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. I'm not actually ministering. In a sense, I am, because I'm also a business owner as well. And I am the owner and operator, president and CEO of the Rich Girl Marketing Solutions, where we help our clients to connect. We help them reach, and we teach them how to hundredfold their media and their marketing and their brand to make impact. So welcome to our special shout out edition of In the Know. In the Know, unveiling the greatness in you. Tonight, we're going to talk to one of our clients who has been doing an amazing job on up-leveling her social media. So I'm so excited. And we're going to bring her on momentarily. But I want to get these numbers, excuse me, y'all, these numbers where, oh, okay, great work. Oh, yes. So YouTube, I miss you all. I miss coming on ministering. So we'll be back ministering real soon. So look for that. God is giving, I've been resting on my voice. And tonight we're going to talk about the power of the voice. I've been also this really guys been giving me some new things to for business, and also how to make sure we have the marketplace and the ministry connect, right? So I'm sharing. So go ahead and share this with your followers here on Facebook. I'm going to share in a few of my groups, and I want you all to definitely share as well. Power of your voice tonight with our curated coach, Colleen Thomas. I don't know where everybody is. Today is Wednesday, so and it's after 8. Some people may still be in Bible class. So we're gonna keep it moving because I know they'll start coming on. Power of your voice with Miss Colleen Grace. So please tag, please share, please invite someone to tune in. All right. So I'm posting in all types of groups. Do the same for me. I posted in the Super Achievers group. We're going to post in Black Business Owners of Atlanta. Come on, let's post everywhere. Post, share, tag, share, and invite. Tag, share, and invite. We are so excited to have our guest on tonight. We want to go ahead and let her shout out what she has coming up this Saturday. And I'm so excited for the opportunity to be able to give her this shout out within the know. I'm making sure, okay, we are on my page. Awesome. So I'm going to pin this post. Yeah, there's certain things you have to do on social media to get the word out. I know it takes about generally 10 minutes if you ever do a live and you want people to gather. It takes about 10 minutes for the live to begin to go around to really alert your friends and your followers that you are on. So don't get discouraged at numbers. I had to learn that too, not to look at, okay, y'all have a hair that's really somewhere and I can't get it. Hold up, y'all. This power of live. And then my nose started running. Like my nose ain't ran all day. This is only on live, right? So anyway, the power of your voice, and we're going to be talking about it on tonight. So I am sharing and testify. We're sharing everywhere. I want everybody to know that we are live tonight, and we're going to have some fun time with our guest, shouting out an event that she's doing this Saturday. So tag, share, and invite someone to tune in. So give me 1 second. I'm going to bring her on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, please. Okay, I'm multitasking as well. I will ask what budget is. Okay, so I'm doing we're having a family reunion this year, and I guess who? Yours truly is over social media. So I have to get a logo created for our family reunion. So I am talking to. All right, so here we go. I'm going to bring Colleen on, and I'm sure the numbers will begin to flourish when she comes on. Tonight, we're going to shout out Colleen Thomas. She is a voice and a speech coach. She has 20 years of experience, over 20 years of experience of helping people curate their voice. I'm going to let her come on and talk more about what she do. I'm just going to be her hype girl. And here we go. Please tag someone. Where y'all at? For real. Y'all tripping tonight. All right. Hey,
Colleen. Hi. How are you?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am wonderful. The people will start coming. Let's just get to it. I'm so excited. First of all, let's just say you look absolutely fab.
You look beautiful too. Thank
you. Thank you. Let's talk about this jacket though. Like that jacket is everything. Did you put those things on there?
Yes, ma'am. I curated my jacket.
I love it. It is so nice.
Thank you.
Yes, it's really, really nice. So I just want to first of all, thank you for joining us tonight. I know we came together this morning. I kind of said, come on, let me shout you out tonight. Let's do our In the Know shout out edition tonight. And let's tell everybody what you're doing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself. I just got to make sure this is the power of live, that my son is not burning down the house because he's cooking. Praise the Lord. So you are welcome to the stage. She's going to give you a little introduction of herself. And I'm going to come back and we're going to have some fun with some of the things she's even taught me with creating my voice. All right, go ahead, take it away, Colleen.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Colleen Grace, Colleen Grace Thomas, and I am in Brooklyn, New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I am a speech and language pathologist by profession. I've been doing it for, she was almost right, not quite 20 years. I've been doing it for the past 18 years this year. And so I'm so excited to be on here tonight, just to really begin to explain to you what it is I'm doing in this season. So as a speech language pathologist, typically we work with people that have voice disorders. I can work with babies, I can work with children, I can work with adults, I can work with geriatric. It's a vast range of people that I can work with as a speech language pathologist. And usually it is to fix some sort of pathology, some type of disorder or issue with your communication, whether it's your speech, the way that you speak, whether it's language, the way you comprehend language and the way that you're expressing it, or the way you understand language, or if you have any sort of voice disorders. That's typically how a speech language pathologist operates. But presently, I'm working as a communication coach. And what that means is I am taking my experience as a speech language pathologist. I'm taking what I understand about communication, the voice, expressive language, comprehension, social, the pragmatics, the social aspects of language. And I'm really working with people in this season who are called to be in the marketplace, who are called to ministry. Anyone who wants to really begin to enhance their communication skills, that's what I do. I will work with them, whether it's to help with the way they enunciate words, the way just helping with their vocabulary, helping to change, correct any sort of speech impediments. And fun fact, I am the speech language pathologist with a lisp. I have a lisp. But you know what? Even with my lisp, I have learned to be confident in the way that I speak. So that's what I do. I work with people to help them with their communication and to just become more confident in who they are and who they are called to be. And so I'm really excited to be on here on this evening with Chantel. I guess she'll be back, so I guess I'll be entertaining you all for a little bit longer. I'm also an author. This is my children's book, Cabby and the Greeniest Socks, that just got released. So I will be really beginning to market my children's book, and just really God is doing a lot with me in this season. So I'm excited about that, and just really coming on to share with what I'm doing on this weekend. So the reason I'm on this weekend is because I am hosting a course called The Power of Your Voice. Yes, it's called The Power of Your Voice. And essentially what I will be doing is just taking people down the road of the importance of their voice, how their voice is used, why it's important, right? I like to liken our voice unto that of an instrument. A lot of us think that singers, they use their voice as an instrument, but even when you are speaking, your voice is an instrument. So I really want to begin to have people understand that their voice is powerful, that it is an instrument, that it is utilized in a powerful manner, and that it can reach the masses, whatever you're called to do. But there's some people who do not believe that they have the power. They don't think they have the ability to express themselves in a manner that will influence or inspire others, or because they're afraid of how they sound. They don't like their voice. They're fearful to speak publicly. because they fumble on words. And, one of the things I like to teach is it's really not about being perfect, right? You're going to hear me every now and then slip up on a word. You'll see the lisp come out. But what I really am doing in this season is really walking alongside people, walking alongside the people that I coach, so that they can understand that their voice is powerful, that it matters, and whatever it is they have going on, whatever those little things are that seem to hold them back, I work with them so that they can begin to correct those areas and just have more confidence in the way that they speak, in the way that they use their voice, so that they can make the impact in the world that they are called to make. This is getting ready to get a little awkward. I'm waiting for Chantel to come back, but I pray everything is okay. There she is. I was getting lonely. It's like, where is Chantel?
Keep going. You are doing so good. Keep going. Letitia said, I love that jacket. I love that jacket.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Letitia, Terry, welcome everyone to In the Know, the shout out edition. Sorry, I had to step away for a minute. I am on mommy duty, but I definitely wanted to come and shout out. Somebody type in shout out. And I know you talked about on your on Clubhouse. We were just on Clubhouse a few minutes ago. You talked about like how loud I'm talking right now. Tell me how that affects my voice. If I love screaming. Like Terry is on. I love what I don't have no problem with somebody that screams or do the woo. I can't do it like Terry.
I'm gonna do it for
her. Yeah. So go ahead and just tell us a little bit even about your voice, what it means. I know you talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about it some more. Okay, here come the people. Letitia said I talk loud too. Y'all go ahead and share this. Share this with all your family and friends. We need you all to understand that this weekend, there is going to be a seminar on Zoom. Colleen is hosting her very own webinar talking about the power of your voice. So you definitely want to have people in and tune in. So please tell somebody about this class. But first of all, I want y'all to hear some of the things that she's helped me with. But we're going to talk about, okay, when I'm elevating my voice, and I do that a lot. I very seldom whisper. If I'm whispering, that means I have no voice. I don't even think I know how to whisper. My whisper is loud, right? Okay, so talk about that a little bit. You talked about it in your Clubhouse room.
Sure. So we really just got off of Clubhouse a few moments ago, and basically that Clubhouse room was. If you hear a little boy in the background, that is my son Caleb. He's completely.
We are moms. We are working moms. We are business moms, honey.
I am mommy duty too, but anyhow. So anyway, the room on Clubhouse on this evening was to explain to people about the power and the value of their voice, right? Many of us take for granted our speaking voice. We think nothing of it, and we use it in a manner sometimes that, for lack of a better word, is abusive. And when we use it in that manner, we are causing damage to our vocal folds. But I want to put it into perspective.
Am I causing damage?
I'm sorry?
So when I scream, I'm causing damage?
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you suggest? So we're not going to get like into a full teach because they need to come Saturday. But what would you suggest I do?
Well, you really want to make sure that you're using, if you're amplifying your voice too much, right? What happens is when you're shouting, when you're screaming, when you're using that, you're slamming your vocal folds together, right? So it's going to get a little technical. So we use our diaphragm, we use breathing, right? We speak on exhalation. We have vocal folds or vocal cords that they're called, right? That vibrate, and that's what creates the different sounds that put together the words that we speak. And then we have our larynx, that's our windpipe. So those are, I'm just using a few technical words, but I really want to keep it simple. And so our vocal folds are really, a lot of times we think that they're these cords and there's this type of, sometimes people think it's kind of like for lack of a better word, like a harp, like these little lines or whatever, but it's not. It's really like these little folds of tissue that are together. And what happens is they vibrate. and in their vibrating, we are able to create sounds, and their membrane.
Wow.
And what happens is when you are using your voice incorrectly, when you're speaking too loud, when you are, whispering, even whispering is bad for your vocal cords. When you are not getting enough hydration, all of these things cause damage to your tissue and can cause damage to your vocal folds. And so I'd just like to give an example. Adele, many of us love Adele's music. Adele had an issue with her vocal folds where she was fortunately, she was able to get it corrected. And I believe she had vocal fold polyps. And so she was able to get them surgically removed. But that is such a delicate procedure. And for another singer, Julie Andrews, who many of us know from, I believe it's from The Sound of Music. She's done a lot of Broadway shows. She had that procedure years ago that it did not go well for her, and she lost her ability to sing.
Wait, hold up. So, Julie Andrews, The Sound of Music, she lost her ability to sing.
Doesn't sing anymore. No.
Oh, wow.
Her singing voice was really impacted. If she does, it's not the way she used to, right? Okay. With her, right, because she had issue. And so, all right, so a lot of us may say, oh, I don't sing. What's the big deal? I'm not a singer, right? But what about when your voice is constantly hoarse or constantly breathy? What about when you get fatigued and you're tired? What about when it just feels painful? Sometimes you can feel the pain, and there are few common things that can happen to your vocal folds if you're not careful. You can either develop a polyp, which is sort of like a water blister. If you ever had a water blister on your finger or on your foot, and you feel that, and it's really painful, you can develop like a blister on your vocal cords, or you can get a nodule. The best way to explain a nodule is like a callus. Once again, if you think of your feet, if you have a callus on your feet and it's rubbing against your shoe, or that's also painful. So if you get a callus on your vocal fold or a polyp, those are things that can cause damage, and they really have an impact on your speaking voice. They have an impact on your ability to sing. They have an impact on your overall duration and ability to speak, the way that you want to. And what happens is a lot of times people, if they experience those things, it really begins for them to shut down. They begin to speak less and less and less until it gets to the point that they just don't want to anymore.
Speak it all. Okay, so that's important to that you went over. And once again, we want to make sure that people understand why we're on tonight. We're on tonight to shout out, hey, Sarah on YouTube, Kenyatta, hopefully you're still on. Those who are on, please say hello as you come on. Let's give a show our shouted out edition, inTheKnow shouted out edition guest, none other than Miss Colleen Grace Thomas. She is a
speech language pathologist by profession, but in this season, I am your curated voice coach. And essentially what I'm doing is I am helping you with whatever aspect of your communication, your speech, your language, your words, your vocabulary, anything, whether you think you're speaking too fast, whether you hate the quality of your voice, whether you just, whatever it is about your communication that you don't like, but you're called to speak, that you are supposed to be out there making an impact, whatever's holding you back, I actually come alongside you to teach you different methods, different techniques to improve your ability to speak, to improve your voice, to improve your overall communication.
So let's talk about, all right, so I want y'all to understand that if you are a singer, speaker, come on, hey, Katrina. Hi, Katrina. Woo! Okay. Okay, listen. So as long as I'm not screaming all day, every day, or whispering all day, every day, you just have to do things in moderation. So she's not saying you can't be at the game, you can't see your boo from across the room, or your friend, hey girl, hey, or hey boo, how you doing? She's not saying you cannot do that, but she's definitely saying in moderation, and be careful that you don't exude your voice where it is causing damage to your vocal
cords. But I want to say that you shouldn't. I really do want to say I highly recommend you don't do it, to be completely honest, because really and truly,
I can't scream.
You should not.
What the heck? water. Wait, I gotta drink some water on that.
Should not. We really shouldn't. Our vocal folds.
So what about praise? I know we can praise God without screaming, but
all right. Anything in excess is absolutely harmful, right? You say like you said, everything in moderation.
I'm sorry.
The vocal folds are so delicate. The membranes are really delicate, and so if you continue to do, it seems like it's nothing to do. It seems like, oh, what's the big deal? I do it all the time. But if you've ever gone to a game and you screamed the whole night, or you went praise and worship and you talked at the top of your lungs the entire time, you know when you're finished, when you come down off of that, how your throat, how your voice feels. It's almost like you can barely get a word out. And what happens is, if you continue to do these things over an extensive amount of time, you're really not helping. You're just continuing to cause more and more damage. And what happens is, sometimes by the time you realize that you've caused the damage, you cannot repair it, or it takes a really long time, or if you repair it, it's very risky and you can cause more damage. So what I really want to instill is that the less you do certain things, the better. It's really important. We only have one voice. It's not, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of a vocal cord transplant, right? People get transplants of all sorts of things.
Right.
That operation is so tricky. It's really, really meticulous. It's tricky. And again, it can cause a lot of damage. And what happens is, when you cause damage to your voice, you don't want to speak. It really begins to make you cut yourself off from people. You don't like how you sound. You don't like how it feels when you speak. So what happens? You just begin to shut down, and people tend to draw away from people. And that's not what we're called to do in this season. It's important for us to understand how to take care of our voices, how to really treat the self-care, right? We make sure everything else looks good. We make sure that on the outside, our hair, our nails, well, these nails are not done right now, but anyhow, our nails, we make sure that we take care of everything on the outside. And even our bodies, we make, a lot of us are exercising. We want to make sure that we are taking care of our inside. We're eating better. However, we want to also take care of our voice, especially if you are called to ministry. If you are called, we're public. Everyone is a public speaker, whether you're speaking to one person or you're speaking to thousands of people. We are all some type of public speaker, right? But more and more, we're on Zoom, we're on Clubhouse, we're on all of these different mediums, and we're using our voices more and more to connect. Our voices are connectors, right? We met on Clubhouse. We met through the connection of our voices on an app. So I just really want to really have people understand that your voice is something that you want to protect. You want to make sure that you treat it well, because once the damage is there, it's really difficult to reverse. So that's what I wanted to share.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what else do you do besides telling us I can't scream? I'm just playing. I understand. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of eating too. So talk about this Saturday. I got it. I'm gonna try my best not to scream. Holla.
Not to holla.
Holla, holla, holla. I'm trying my best not to do that. But real talk, I've had a chance to I kind of got off track. I'm getting back on track. I'm just be very transparent. Be a part of your coaching. What's the name of your coaching?
Curated voice coaching.
Y'all hear that? Curated voice coaching. Katrina, y'all still on? Talk to us. Say something, people. Oh, Lord, I'm gonna get a spanking every time. Say something. Just say hi.
Okay.
I hear y'all. Okay, that's Katrina. So Katrina, you got to be there Saturday. Saturday, What time is the class on Saturday?
This class on Saturday is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be hosted on Zoom, and in order to register, you just have to go to my website, Curated Voice, CURATED Voice, VOICE.com. And there is a link to fill out a form. You pay by PayPal, and I would send the link for the class.
Okay, so if you want to be a part of this class, you're going to tell us what they can expect this Saturday. What we can expect, excuse me.
Sure. So on Saturday, a small aspect, I just gave a small aspect in speaking about the voice. I haven't even begun to speak about the things that we can really do to really make our voices attractive. What are the things that make an attractive voice so that we can make the connections we need to make with the people out there, whatever sphere of influence that we want to be a part of, whoever we want to inspire. People need to understand that you are judged by the way you sound, whether we like it or not.
That's
people
true.
Judge your voice. They judge your voice based on where they think you come from. They think whether they think they can decide what your socioeconomic status is. People make judgments on the way you look, but they also do it based on how you sound.
Oh, yes, that's so true.
It's a fact. And so
we have questions. I don't want to make sure we don't. Will it be recorded?
It will be recorded. If you cannot make it on, it will be recorded, and you will get a copy of the recording. And even for those who are on live, it will also be available. The recording will be there as well for them to see afterwards.
Okay, so it will be recorded, so you can go ahead and still purchase your ticket. Also, somebody wants to come but don't have the money to come. You could also bless somebody in this season to come and be a part of this class. So, talk about articulation. You're going to talk about articulation. You're going to be talking about what else in the class?
So, yeah, I will. So, anything that's concerned with the production of words, articulation, there are some words that people tend to use incorrectly. Like, instead of effect, they'll say effect or effect. So I will begin to, give the differences in some words that are kind of used incorrectly and most people are not aware of. There are some sounds that people typically make mistakes on. I'm going to use you as an example, but you've gotten a lot better, right? There's some words that a lot of times people, instead of saying specific, you hear Pacific come out of their mouth. And that's because they're moving really quickly. And it's just a constant...
No, I ain't even lie. That's how I've always heard it. And so when you brought it to my attention, that is specific, not Pacific, because this is the way I've heard it.
Or there's people who like to say supposedly.
What is it?
Supposedly.
Wow, supposedly. And I love how you taught me how to open my mouth.
Yeah, you want to open your mouth, but then you don't want to open too wide. There's a way to make to use our voices optimally. A lot of times we're straining the muscles in our throat. We're straining our muscles, and we're not using our voice as effectively as we can. We're straining our voices. So there are ways to learn to, I'll be teaching some relaxation techniques. I will help, even though you hear me saying, we really should not use it constantly. I'm guilty. I will use it, right? However, I do know in certain arenas, how to make sure I'm not using it as often as I may be using it right now. I'm in a more relaxed state. I'm hanging out. Excuse me. Those are filler words.
The filler words. Those
are filler words. Yeah. And it's kind of like, because you're really trying to gather your thoughts. You're trying to figure out what's the next word. But what happens is sometimes it's just because the vocabulary needs to be broadened a little bit. So I'll be teaching some alternative words that you can use, because sometimes we get stuck and we're constantly using the same words over and over. But just to show you how you can begin to implement different words into your vocabulary, just to broaden it so that you can sound smarter. We always want to sound smarter when we're out there, right? We want to sound smarter. We want to bring our best selves forth. I will be teaching about the impact of, how to know connotation and denotation of words. That is right. Understanding how people perceive certain things when you say it. we need to be very careful. We're in a culture now where people become offended really quickly. And sometimes we say something, and I'll just give an example for natural hairs. I'm going natural, right? I'm natural now.
Right.
It is when people start, and some people don't have a problem with this, but it's really not when you start to say we're not saying nappy anymore. We're not saying some of the negative words that have come. There are other words you can say that somebody has coily, curly hair. We're learning to use other terms that we need to be careful about the way that we refer to people and to certain things, and that we're not being offensive, right? There are some words that we tend to use and think nothing of, but I will begin to, kind of bring some clarity on what's not really socially acceptable anymore, right? You want to be, because we're going live all the time. We're jumping on Facebook. We're jumping on Instagram Live. And when you do that and you're speaking and you're building rapport, you don't want to offend people because you're using words, saying, incorrect terms.
Like me, I say, "Ooh, they got kunta." Ooh, she got some kunta. Not you. You have very beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Some people have kunta, but it can't. So I don't say nappy. I say kunta, and that's not right.
But we don't want to. Right. We don't.
I love it. Talk about this Saturday. Give us more information. If you're just joining us tonight, you have tuned into a live edition in the know. Shout it out with Coach Colleen. Come on, y'all. Give it up. Pump those hearts. Coach Colleen is in the house. She's going to help you understand and hone into the hone. Is that a word?
Home in.
See, look, help me out.
Come on. So a lot of times people say hone in. It's home in. You really want to say home in. All of that.
Oh my goodness. And girl, I've been saying it wrong all the time. I've been saying hone in.
No, it's home in.
Home in.
HOME. Home.
Girl, get me together because I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be doing interviews, and I need to make sure that I ain't out here sounding crazy. I only want to sound crazy when I want to sound crazy, but when I'm talking to the president,
and we'll also be talking about code switching, right? I'm not saying that
we're supposed to code switch.
We need to know there's a time and a place. We need to understand our audience. Who are we speaking to? When can we be a little bit more, for lack of a better word, colloquial, right? If it's just you and I, we're hanging out, I'm not going to sit down and constantly, right? But if I am trying to let someone know about a service that I have, or I'm really trying to, explain, or I want to reach a broader audience, or really begin to cross cultures, right? And not keep myself in a box. If I want to really get myself expanded globally, then it is important that we pay attention to the words that we use. What are the words that we are using? How are we expressing ourselves? Are we saying the words correctly? Are we making the correct word choices? Are we enunciating our words clearly, or are we mumbling? So there are certain things that if you begin to just tweak them, sometimes it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, that will absolutely increase your confidence in your in how you present yourself as a speaker. And like I said, so many of us are called, but we're afraid to speak because we think that, there's certain things that we don't do right. Is it about being perfect? No, but it's really about just doing things in excellence. So what I want to do is walk alongside with those who choose to, and teach you how to show up in excellence, how to be your absolute best in whatever situation, whether you're standing on a stage, or are you going to meet your new in-laws for the first time? Like, I'm serious.
Can you talk about who, for that person that's watching, who may be watching the replay, and they say, well, I don't speak, I don't sing, I don't plan on ever doing any of that, but you made a really good point. What if you're just going for a job interview? Can you talk about some of the things, some of the people that you help? You did a reel today that really, really, shows.
Oh, sure. The people. So, if you're going, I'd like to say that I have gone on a lot of job interviews over the years, and there isn't a job that I did not get. I've had my fair pick. I've gone. God bless you.
God bless you.
I've gone on multiple job interviews in the past and had to choose which job I would take. And
Wow.
that's because you have to know how to present yourself during an interview. So even if you're not called as a public speaker, you still always have to have the ability to speak in a manner that will get you a job, land you your dream job. Are you trying to get a contract? Are you bidding for something that you need to make a presentation? You need to know how to speak. You need to know what words, how to show up with confidence. I also teach people the right colors to wear. What you wear is communication. I tell people that all the time. It matters what colors you wear. That's a way of communicating. Sometimes people tend to just show up in black all the time. You don't necessarily have to wear black. Am I telling you to go in turquoise? Not necessarily, but if it's a color that enhances and makes you stand out or whatever, and that's sometimes, yeah, you put that on and they'll say, wow, they will remember you. So you want to begin to do things that communicate who you are, show who you are authentically, put your best foot forward, give you light. You want to always radiate light in how you appear, how you speak. You want people to remember you. My God, when she spoke, her voice was so powerful. It was so, her resonance. What is resonance? I will teach you about resonance. Resonance is really making your voice as attractive as it can be. And that doesn't mean you have to speak higher or really, no, it's really about using your voice to sound the absolute best so that it works in any environment that you're in. So those are some of the things that I do.
Awesome. Talk about the class. Give us more information. Class is when?
The class is this Saturday, February 19th. It will be on Zoom. It is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be recorded. So if you cannot make it in person, even if you register for the class, you will have access to replay the recording. And then from there, you can always send an email or reach out if there's anything else that you feel like you needed more guidance on, or if you want to work individually with me as your coach. I can walk alongside with you and help, curate. When I call myself, the reason I say curate is because there's not one package. I would have to sit with you and hear how you speak, how you enunciate the sounds, what how you feel about speaking. There's an attitude that you may have about speaking. What is your attitude towards speaking? What are the words that you say? How do you feel about yourself? What is your inner self-talk, right? Even that I want to talk about, because inner self-talk is powerful. What are the words that you're even saying to yourself when you're not speaking out loud? We need to be very careful about the words that we speak out. I love to say, I believe in the Bible. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a woman of God. I believe every single word from Genesis to Revelation. And in the beginning, right, it says, in the beginning, God said, let there be. He used his words. And I need you to understand that when you're using your words, where you are even right now, the words you have spoken have created the world that you're in. So I really want to begin to explain the impact of making sure you watch your words, right? Sometimes people say, I have a headache and it is blanking. I won't even say, right? But you know better. You don't even say that. You say, I have a headache. It's blessing me. Because people use words. But every time you say a word, that word goes out into the universe. So we need to watch our words. How are we speaking to our children? How are we speaking to our mates, our friends? How are you speaking to yourself? So all of that, how communication is such a broad topic, but I really want to just hone it. This class on Saturday will really open up your mind to have a really different understanding of how you communicate, how you use your voice, why you need to use your voice carefully, why you want to make sure that you're using it powerfully, and understanding that you have the ability. Anyone has the ability to be a great speaker. It just may be you need someone to help you, to help develop that, to help walk alongside you.
And that's who Colleen is. Coach Colleen is your premier voice coach. She's hosting a class, a master class this Saturday. The power of your voice. Let me get that flyer. The power of your voice. How powerful your voice is. Not just speaking, but also even in what you wear. Isn't that communication? That's powerful. Also, how you raise your voice, how you whisper, how to take care of this instrument, because it's an instrument, right? This, remember, in the word of God, Lucifer had all the instruments in his vocal cords. Wow, I just got that whole revelation. Come on, somebody, for revelation. I'm telling you. So our voice is powerful. And so, like you said, many times when we abuse it by even smoking, you had talked about that earlier. Let's not get too much into that. But being around people that smoke or smoking yourself, there are people who have actually lost their voice and they have to use that thing and they sound like a robot. And that's nothing against anybody that may have that issue or harm somebody in that issue. But it's really, really important for us to preserve this instrument that God has given us. I even believe you probably can find some scriptures like literally on voice, and you probably have already scripture on the voice and how powerful it is. So the power of your voice, a live webinar presented by curated voice premier coaching, February 19th, this Saturday. Come on, we need you to register on tonight. This is our shout it out. We're shouting out in the most calmest way that I can because I'm so excited of what God is doing in your life. 10 a.m. to 12 noon, $57. You can't even get my car filled up for $57. So I'm telling you, this is not, does the class also help people that have, yes, that's what I want you to talk about. Sarah, yes, stage fright and shyness. Yes, definitely. It's going to cover the whole presence, from your voice, your presence, your stage, how you go on stage. Yes, it will help you with stage fright, Sarah. Go ahead and register at www.curated, CURATED, voice, VOICE.com. Go register tonight. You don't want to miss this class. Those who are watching the replay, come on, you still have a chance to register all the way up to I'm here to say Saturday morning at 9:59 a.m. Register, but don't wait that long. I'm just saying. Don't wait that long. She's filling up fast. She only has a few slots left. So this is her mission. God has given her mandate and her ministry. Come on, somebody. And we're gonna shout it out tonight on In the Know special edition. Shout it out with Coach Colleen. So Coach Colleen, you will have also a business, or you have a practice. Man, we received the practice, Jesus, that's helping people with the whole dynamic of the voice, not just your vocals, but like you said, your how you dress,
communication,
your presentation. There you go.
Yes,
presentation, the logistics of your voice, and how you can exude too much and too little, and how you got to stay at a range to cover this vocal. This is an instrument.
It's an instrument. It goes so far. Whenever we open our mouth, I have a mandate on my life to make sure that other people are using the voice that God gave them. We are taking the muzzle off this season. The muzzle off. Come on. The muzzle has to come off. There are too many of us that are staying silent. Even for those who are just staying silent and allowing people to treat them however. No, we're not doing that in this season. We're taking the muzzle off. You're getting the vocabulary, you're getting the words, you're getting the confidence to speak up on your behalf. You're getting the confidence to understand that your voice is powerful, that it is necessary. I like to say that if Coach Kim says that, a lot of times.
Your mom, sir. Caleb using his voice tonight. We're gonna get off playing a game. Oh, he's playing a game. Okay. You using his voice. We're gonna real quick. So you were talking about also it was something I wanted to point out, something that you said earlier concerning presentation and also really coming in and home. Oh, thank you, Father. I wanted to kind of do a coaching just real quick. Let's give them a taste of what they may experience. I don't know if you're going to do this Saturday, but I'm always not guinea pig. I'm your student, one of your students, or your mentees concerning voice. I love to talk. I've always loved to talk. So yeah, just I couldn't imagine. Hallelujah. God, I thank you every day I wake up and I'm able to say, thank you, Jesus. Boy, get over here. Clean up this room. Hey, Colleen, what up, girl? What up, no? What up, no, girl? What up, no? Good morning, Colleen. Good morning. Good morning of Jesus. Good morning, America. Honey, I love to talk. So, with that being said, I realized that I have some words that I was, and also my confidence when I started working with you had built up because I'm like, oh, I got the juice. I got the juice. I got the juice, man. And I even took public speaking as well, but I don't remember. And don't quote me if I don't want to name the organization because I don't want them to say nothing if I say something. But I don't remember them talking about articulation, and they may have, and I might have skipped out, might have been on my phone texting somebody. But I remember you really giving me the technique on how to even open my mouth on certain words where it came out different and breathing certain ways. And I remember that. So it really stuck with me. Yes. Praise the Lord. Says, hey, Akila, welcome to all of the YouTube. I miss y'all. We will be back ministering. I want you all to join my sister this Saturday. Listen, many of you are speakers. You may work in corporate America, and a lot of us, as African Americans, we tend to be real reckless with our words and how we speak, and that's the only way I could put it. And I've been guilty of that, but I know how to go in a room, honey, and I know how to go in there with our brothers and sisters, and I know how to. But I still be myself. I don't try to go be fake. But one thing about it, they gonna know Chantel Michelle has entered the room. So I was on a Zoom today, and I was just myself. But the man was just so impressed. You were really proud of me. He was one of our Caucasian brothers and sisters, and he was like, "I really like your spirit." I know that was God. It wasn't all me, but I had the things that I was able to say and articulate in that particular environment, right?
Yeah.
Let's do a little, if you don't mind, just a little coaching with me, real quick.
Okay, so some of the words that were a little tricky for you were along the lines of what we call sounds, right? So specific. So we would go through, I would have you really begin to feel that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You feel this and the, right? Because you were dropping it off. So I wanted you to feel this, to be aware of it. Specific, right? And so what happened was you became more aware. I make you become more aware of the sound when that you're dropping off. Essentially, you were dropping off this in front and just doing Pacific, right? So I like to make.
But watch this. How many people, Colleen? Coach Colleen? If anybody would admit on here that they say Pacific and not spa.
As soon as I hear that Pacific.
And a lot of people, we hear it now. I noticed it. I never really noticed it. Like I said, I grew up saying Pacific, like Pacifica, like a truck. It's a truck called or a van called Pacifica or Pacific Ocean.
Right.
But it's
specific. Or there's some people that say they don't say ask. They say ask. I want to ask you a question.
AX.
No, okay. An axe is to cut down a tree. You want to ask a question. Again, what happens is I will make you more if you're missing. So that's what I'm saying. So for articulation, and it varies. It may not be that for someone else. For someone else, it might be it might be to round off their M's, whatever it is, it could be. But I go through each phoneme with you to hear how you produce it in certain words. And then what I do is I teach you to become more aware of those. So what I
Yep.
did was for you is I wanted you to feel it. I showed you the placement. There's a placement
Right.
individually, and then to begin to put them together, put the sounds together. I gave you a list of words to go through. You go through the words, and it's like a hierarchy. I'll do the sound, I'll do the word, we'll do short phrases, sentences, and then what happens is when you begin to do it in that manner, it'll carry over naturally into your speech. And so what I've even found with you is, every now and then it will slip out, but I don't hear it like I used to hear it. And that's only because we honestly, you've been really busy.
Right.
And a lot's been going on with myself. We haven't had the chance to get together and really do our sessions the way we were doing it in the past. However, when I do hear you speak, I don't hear it fly out of your mouth as much as it used to.
I am very aware.
You're very aware,
word.
and that's the word. You're aware of it now, so you're more mindful. And that's what I do. I help you to become more aware, to be mindful. No, not self-conscious, where you're constantly gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna get it wrong. It's okay. It's a process, but the more you practice, it's really about practice. It's about becoming aware, knowing the placement, and doing the drills. It's like a little boot camp. I give you the drills. I tell you how often you need to do it. And when you do that, you will see the results, and you will see it carry over into natural speech. And you do them. The more you do that, you become more confident. You have to become more confident in when you're saying certain things. I hear it when I say, oh, she better go ahead.
And so, also, you helped me with, because I talk fast. So you was helping me with that as well. Because I get excited and I be talking fast. And you talked about the breathing and slowing down and all that good stuff. Listen, are you watching right now and you have a word? You have a word. If you were to admit right now that you I don't even know if I'm saying this right, or maybe it's something that someone has maybe brought to your attention and you've been working. Come on, name that word. It could be ask.
Strategic ask.
Strategic, that's another one.
Desses. I've got the desses or the tesses. Tesses.
Test. Tesses like test?
Test.
This is test. There's no
tests, but there are some tests that go on. There's some.
Oh my goodness!
And it's just, what happens. It's really a lot of times. It's just, again, speaking quickly, not really being excited about what we want to say, and just kind of.
Some people just think they're saying it right, and they are wrong. Somebody said
I'm
on
trying to
Facebook, you are said don't be loud and wrong.
It's really, again, are we going for perfection? No. But the more we know, I'm really here to empower you to become the absolute best in your speaking. I'm here to give you the confidence so that you can go forth, so that you can go out and do what you're called to do. Even if it's not you, maybe it's your children, that you're able to set the example for and really begin to show them, so they will go out and do what they need to do. Our voices are necessary. Too many people have stayed silent for so long. We're afraid of, we don't like how we sound. We don't like the way we speak. I had someone tell me the other day, a very powerful woman of God, she's like, I don't like my voice. And I want you to know that's the voice that God gave you. I also love it. Your voice is your fingerprint. It's like a fingerprint. Our voice, if 1 million of us are speaking at the same time, if each and every one of us calls out to Jesus, calls out to God, He knows each and every single one of us by the way we sound. Our sound, there's a sound that comes out from each and every one of us, is as unique as our fingerprints. And I need you to understand, it's vital. Your voice is vital in this day, in this time. And so your voice is connected to somebody's victory, their freedom. It's the key. It's the key to them making whatever change, whatever encouragement. There's something that you open your mouth and you said it to them, that person might say, my God, you changed my life just by telling that one sentence. And so a lot of us, though, we're too shy. I help people if you're shy, introvert. No, even if that's the choice. It's not that I'm sending you out there to go out there and just, be in everyone. No, whatever it is, however you present yourself, It's so that you can feel empowered to present yourself to the best of your ability, right? I don't want anyone feeling like to shrink back. No more shrinking back. Really, just to square our shoulders back, to open our mouths to speak, and to just really be confident in the God given gifts that we have received.
All right, y'all. Once again, Colleen, give it up for Coach Colleen. This Saturday, the Power of Your Voice live webinar right there on Zoom. You still have time to get your ticket, get your seat in the place. Let your voice be heard. Tell the world that you're gonna be with Coach Colleen this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listing to see what time it comes on. If you're not in Eastern Standard Time, those who are on right now, go ahead. You can leave this live tonight. Go and register. If you would like to go and you don't have the funds, we're going to find some people to sponsor you. Come on. But you have to open your mouth. Or type your finger. Let your fingers do the walking and say, hey, inbox myself. Colleen, how can they find you? We're going to wrap this up. Tell us again, how can they reach you to be a part of this great class on
You can
this
reach
Saturday?
me on curatedvoice.com, CURATED voice, VOICE.com. That's also an Instagram handle at curatedvoice.com, or you can reach me on I am Colleen Grace on Instagram. IAM COLLEEN Grace, GRACE. I am Colleen Grace. That's another Instagram handle. The two go together. You can reach me there. You can send a message. And on curatedvoice.com, there is an email as well that I think it's the curated voice at Gmail. Yeah, I think it's it's the curated voice at gmail.com.
Okay.
That's the email that you can reach me on, and just, reach out and let me know how can I be of assistance to really help bring you into who you're supposed to be, how to use your voice powerfully, how to really begin to just take off in 2022. This is the year. This is the year for you to come out from inside of the cave, from the back of the cave. Come out, open your mouth, let your voice be heard.
Let your voice be heard. You heard it right here on In the Know special shout out edition with Coach Colleen. Coach Colleen, this is going to be an amazing class. I cannot wait. For those who are tuning in, all of my YouTubers, come on, let's go. You all can do this with us. We're on Facebook as well, on our Rich Girl Marketing Solutions page, and also my regular page, and share it with everyone. Some people have shared. Thank you for all those that have tuned in on tonight. We're going to end this broadcast, but remember the power of your voice this Saturday. There's a master class and webinar with Coach Colleen. You also, if you can't make it Saturday, you still can get the still register and get a virtual well, it's already virtual. I'm gonna say a virtual ticket. Get your recording, of the class, and also the slides and all that great stuff. She's going to have a great presentation. I'm so proud of you. Can't wait. She's also an author. Talk about your book, and we're going to get off.
This is my book, Cabby and the Greeniest Socks. I did write it 11 years ago. My son, I wrote it when I was pregnant with Caleb. And basically, it's about a really cute little boy who goes out with his parents. He gets an interesting pair of socks, and it takes him on a journey. But what the relevance of the book is, we know very good and well that there are very few books out there where the protagonist, the main character, is a little Black boy. We're even seeing more and more books with little Black girls, little brown girls, but there's still far too few books out there with little Black boys on it. And so this is really just to begin to open up for more representation for our children to see themselves. When I was pregnant with Caleb 11 years ago, I was actually put on bed rest. This is a backstory. I was put on bed rest, and because I'm not really a big television watcher, I was like, what am I going to do all day with my baby while, in bed? And so I was like, I'm going to read to him. And what happened was, I live in New York City. I went into a huge Barnes and Nobles, ran upstairs to the children's section, just knowing that I was going to be able to find a cute storybook to read to my son. And when I got there was absolutely nothing. Fast forward, if I go into Barnes and Nobles now, I may see some more books of inclusion, but they tend to still be geared towards girls. There's still very few that have a little black boy on the cover. So I really just wanted to begin to close that gap. There should be more books of including all of our children of different races. Some I saw another author say, she said, it's interesting, there are a lot more books of even animals, little cartoon animals, than there are of children of color.
Wow. Well, you have changed that narrative with
Right.
Cabby.
Amen.
And I'm sure you all will hear more about Cabby on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Colleen, for joining us here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Shouted out edition. So remember, this Saturday, join Colleen, Coach Colleen, for her masterclass. It's going to be on Zoom, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern. Register at www.curated
CURATED voice voice.com. Curatedvoice.com.
Yes. And it's all in the comments. Share this with someone. All right. That's it for tonight. We'll see you all next time on our next edition of In the Know. Shout out.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.